Once again, I want to dip my toe into the touchy subject of race, but I think I am the most qualified. I'm a middle-class white guy from North America. I understand how hard it is for everything to be marketed towards you and still be upset. It's really hard. Just last night, me and my roommate were talking about superheroes. I was in my Spider-Man onesie, he was in business casual with a captain's hat. He believed that in the adaptations of the comic books, it was okay for minorities to take the mantle of that superhero, but not to be introduced as them. So for an example, the Falcon could take over as Captain America, and that'd be super awesome, but Steve Rogers should not be introduced as a black guy. It would just change the character way too much. And he felt the same way for characters being gay or a different gender. Female Thor is cool, but that's not Donald Blake. And I think I might agree with that, at least a little bit. Just enough to feel guilty about it. I've made it no mystery that I tend towards social justice warrior more often than not. But the breastplate did cost me thousands of dollars, so I should put it on once in a while. Gender, race, ethnicity, sexuality, these are all intrinsic traits of people and of characters in fiction. It absolutely informs the character. Black Panther's blackness, for lack of a much better word, is integral to his character. Casting a white guy makes no sense. However, if I look at Tony Stark's personal traits, his whiteness would be very, very low on that list. He isn't struggling with being Caucasian, so I'd be okay with him being portrayed as a different race. But if we start changing people's genders, then things get a little bit more complex for me. It's not that women don't like sex, but Tony Stark's womanizing is part of his coping mechanism. He's amazingly successful because it's a little bit easier for rich white dudes to be taken seriously in the technology community. Not so much for women. I mean, just take a look at the comment section when a woman says that she doesn't like a video game as much as everyone else does. Tony Stark does not struggle being a man in this world, but if he were cast as a woman, it would feel dishonest not to portray the struggle that women find in the tech industry. I can keep going back and forth with how far I'm able to take it with each individual character. For example, I mean, Scarlet Witch needs to be a woman, but does she need to be white? I don't think so. Amadeus Cho absolutely needs to be Asian, but does he need to be a guy? Probably not. It's an interesting thought experiment, and I don't really know how useful it actually is. I guess it's just that I don't have this knee-jerk negative reaction when I hear about the casting of different ethnicities, genders, sexualities, etc. Ripley in the Alien films was originally written to be a man, but nothing that happened in that first film needed to be done by a guy, and so history was made. There are rich histories for superheroes, and most of them have been drawn as white. And largely that's because most of the characters were created between the 30s and the 60s, and well, history. One day, I want to see Miles Morales and Kamala Khan up on the big screen for me. But until that time, I wouldn't be that disappointed if Peter Parker or Carol Danvers were cast against type either. But so help me God, if you hurt one perfect hair on Chris Evans' head. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Kyle. I upload videos every Thursday. I also upload videos every Monday now as well. Every week I also sort of co-host a podcast called Whatever This Is. A link to that and all of my social media is down in the description below. How wrong am I about race and gender? Let me know down in the comments. A place where you can be anything you want. Just please don't wear blackface.